have found the Genesis frequency. This is Dr. Stephen J. Kosmyna welcoming you in to another episode of a show that focuses on your whole life prosperity and success. Whole life prosperity and success by cooperating with the universal laws that are available to each and every one of us. This is Quantum Leap Goal Achievement, radical personal transformation, whole life prosperity and success. Now, stay tuned for another exciting episode that'll move the needle in your life from where you are now to where you want to be. And let's jump in and start moving that needle. Hey, everybody, this is Dr. Cause and Effect coming at you with another episode of the Genesis Frequency. Welcome in. Welcome in. I want to get going right away because, last week we started talking about be, do, and have again. A concept that's used a lot by coaches out there, life coaches, and just people in general when it comes to personal improvement, self development, professional development, be, do, and have. And what's that all about? And I started out last week saying, well, it's talked about by a lot of people. It's written by a lot, by a lot of people, blogging and other podcasts and coaching programs and things like that. And I just threw it out there. I don't know that everybody has the clarity around it. And what I was not coming from a place of judgment. I was coming from a place of observation because I love to go deeper. I'm a metaphysician and I look at the underlying nature of things, the cause and effect of things. And that's really where I was coming from, especially when we talk about the be part of be, do, and have. And I really think that the doing and the having is all going to come out to spring forth from like an acorn has that oak tree in it. I think everything else, the doing, will be dictated by what we are being, and the having, what we want, what we desire. And even if we don't know what that is, will come from what we are being. We're going to have, we're going to become. So that's what I wanted to look at today is the etymology, some of the meanings of the words and why this is so important, why I spend so much energy and time focusing on the be part of be, do, and have. Be, believe, be is in there, right? Be is in believe. And I wanted to talk about that in a minute too. But let's just talk about be again. And I want to reiterate this. We have to be what it is we want to experience in our lives. We have to become that. We have to believe that, believe in our ability to do that, no matter what it is. I used love as an example. If you want to be a greater expression of love in the world, you can't express it if you're not being what love is. And this isn't putting it out there. This isn't doing loving things. This is being what love is in every cell and fiber of your being. But this is a personal and professional development podcast, and that's what we focus on. And this doesn't matter if you're looking at improving your life as an individual or in your small business or in the corporate environment. You still have to be that which you want to experience. And you become this thing. If you want to be the best manager, if you want to be the best supervisor, if you want to be the best executive, if you want to be the best small business owner in your niche, providing the best service and the best product to your customers, you have to first be that. You have to become that. You have to believe that you're that. I would really suggest that you go back and look at the series. I went through the entire book by Neville Goddard, Feeling is the Secret. And that's what this is about. You're establishing your emotional state, you're establishing your frequency. And you're not going to receive anything, you're not going to receive anything that is outside what you are being. This ties in with the self-image as well. It ties in, let's put those other words that I mentioned earlier all together with this right now. Be, believe, become. Believe has its origin in Old English, and it's a combination of be and leave. And leave, Leave, believe. So, what do we want to do? We want to leave out everything that is unlike that which we want to be. And we have to believe in that. We have to believe that either if we are not that now, for instance, let's just look at success. Let's look at something else general besides love. I am successful. And perhaps you're at that stage where you want to experience more success in your life. Perhaps your focus has been on success being elusive. Perhaps your energy has always drifted to someone else that has more success than you do, which really takes you to the energy and the frequency of lack because you're looking at what they have and you don't. You're doing that comparison, that competition thing, which doesn't have any place in this. So you're giving your energy away, you're giving your power away to what you don't have. So that's why you have to believe, become, and be that which you want to experience in your life. So you got to do this first. You can't take these out of order. So we're looking at success. I want to be success. So what do I do? Be and am are really the same. They're just different tenses. So I am successful. What does that look like? You want to start painting the picture. You want to feel your success being real now. There's being again. You want to believe. You want to leave everything else out that is not success to you as you define it. Leave it out. Believe in what you are becoming. So let's look at that. Becoming. Becoming means to come into existence, to come to be, to undergo change or development from our good friends at Merriam Webster online. To come into existence, to come to be, to undergo change or development. And that's what we're doing. We're becoming. So if you don't consider yourself successful, or you haven't, or there is success in some area of your life, maybe you've been successful personally, as an individual, moving and navigating life and living, but you started a small business, or you're an entrepreneur that wants to start a small business, or you are already in the corporate environment established and you want to experience more success. Well, you want to come into existence, you want to come to be, you want to undergo change or development. So you want to become. So it all starts with thought. It's just like everything else we talk about on the show. Everything begins with your thought. That's where you will be it first, in thought. It's always the same order. Order is the universe. It's the first law of the universe is order. Be, do, and have. You have to be it. You have to become it. You have to believe in it first and feel yourself into it to establish the frequency. So we want to be successful. We want to become successful. We want to believe we are successful. So we're doing this in the realm of thought. We're drawing in the power of our imagination, which is like a superpower because it's a mental faculty. It's also a spiritual power. And we're constructing this successful person that we want to become because we want to put it into the present tense, right? To become puts it in, we know we want to become that, but to become that puts really, our becoming puts it in a future place that doesn't exist yet. So we have to design it and develop it and move into it here and now using the power of our imagination. So in your quiet time, your time of reflection, your time of journaling, your time of practicing the silence and entering into the silence and seeking and knocking and asking and just throwing it out there, what does this look like for me? So we want to define that success. We want to define everything that it looks like. How am I dressing? How am I acting? How am I moving? How am I behaving? Right? So we want to get a very clear picture of the B part. We want to believe in that. We want to develop the picture and we want to move into it energetically. Now, this first stage, this very beginning point, this genesis, is all taking place in the realm of thought using the power of your imagination. Here is where you are coming to be. That's why the show is called the Genesis Frequency. Okay? So do this work. What is it you want to be? What do you want to be? Establish that. Establish that, see it. You have to identify it first, of course. So that's the establishing part. You identify it, you establish it, you say, yeah, that's it. I got it. That's what I want to be. And know this, that the desire to be that which you wish to be, to become this to undergo this change or development, the seeds are already in you, or you wouldn't even be able to have the desire to become something more. So it's just like the acorn and all that latent power and energy that lies dormant until it's planted and nourished, and the energy of the universe moves into it and calls it forth to be a mighty oak tree. You can be, do, and have anything it is that you want to be, do, and have. But you have to understand that it starts right here with what you are being. And again, you establish this in thought, and you couldn't do it if you didn't, you wouldn't have the desire if it wasn't possible for you to do. So that's where the belief comes in. You have to establish that firm belief. When we talk about believe, leaving everything else that is unlike what you want to be, that's where the old English combination of be plus leave comes in, because you want to leave out the doubts. You want to leave out that I don't know if it's possible for me. You want to leave out any image that is unlike the success you want to create for yourself in your life. So you got to get the details right. There's a law of specificity at work here. And when we're talking about energy and we're talking about frequency, it's very important that if you don't let that wavelength have too many highs and too many lows. You want to sustain the frequency of that which you desire to become. So if you look at, just picture in your mind's eye, let's like a frequency, and you're looking like at a graph, and you got it goes up and then it goes down and it goes up and it goes down. Can you see my finger moving out there in podcast land? But I think you get that, there's highs and there's lows, there's highs and there's low, and there always will be, that's the law of rhythm. But we want to be mindful that those low spots are not sustained and take us out of the frequency of that which we wish to be, do, and have. So we want to keep those ups and those downs pretty close to each other. So how do we do this? We take a look every day and perhaps even start our day moving into that intention of what we want to be. And we move into it. I mean, even if you have to take an acting class, move into it. See, you're creating it using your imagination. You're creating it using the power of your thought. You're creating it in your mind. And the step with this frequency and the ups and the downs and all that, you're establishing that. So you have to move in. You have to move in. Even if you take this as part of your work that you do around self-image and move this into that and record it and listen to it over and over and over again, or reach out and I'll do this for you. I'll record it and let you listen to it. You'd have to move in energetically. You have to move all into it. You have to be it. You have to be it all the time. From the minute your feet hit the floor to when your head falls asleep on that pillow. And you want to have that as your last thought, by the way, before you fall asleep on the pillow, because that's going to sustain what's going on in your subconscious mind, and it'll even enter into your dreams, hopefully. So you just energetically are just wrapped and putting on this garment of what you want to be. And you are becoming it. You are in the process of moving it into your field of experience. That's why this work in the B stage is so important. So, and we'll talk more moving forward, because then you step out from there and you're moving into your day. The doing's just going to come as a natural byproduct of what you're being. What you're being, what you're becoming, what you believe in about you to be true, that belief. So when we move into the doing part, and we'll talk more about this because we're running out of time already. I can't believe that. But we'll talk more about the doing, because it'll always be dictated by what you're being. That's why you want to be leave, the leave out part. You want to make sure you're leaving out that which will not support that which you want to be. And this is important when we get to the doing stage, and we'll talk more about that, because we don't want to do things that are not supportive of what we want to be and what we are becoming. So those things will fall away, but you know, ego likes to bring them back in a little bit when it sometimes in those dips when we are drifting back to the old self or the old ways of doing things, or the strong ego that just wanted to be, maybe we're talking about success, maybe wanted to be a little bit lazier, wanted to be blow things off from time to time. So we want to leave those things out. We want to keep those ups and those downs pretty tight so we can sustain the emotional state and the feeling of being it now. It's really important. We want to be it now. We want to do everything, even though we know consciously we are becoming. We are establishing the being right now, here in the present moment. And that's what we're moving into energetically. And see, this is real because you've already created in your mind and in your imagination. That's where the specifics come in again, that you have all the details worked out and you see it. You see it on the screen of your mind. You move into it energetically. You write out your life script. You have all this detail and you move in. And remember, this is so important because everything's created twice, right? Remember that lesson? Everything you see, the desk, the door, the car, everything was created this way. It was first created in somebody's mind as an idea in the power of the imagination, using the power of the imagination, I should say, and developed from there, moved from non form to form. We're moving what we want to be from non form to form. The process is be, do, and then have, right? Be, do, have. So, from non form to form, using the power of our imagination, simply moving from the invisible to the visible, using the realm of thought and thinking and imagination and energy and frequency. This is the way it works. Hey, if you want to get into this, this is what I do. I love doing this work. I'm trying to spit out a whole lot in a couple episodes, and I find myself the way I'm feeling energetically right now is like, I know it and I got it up here and I don't know if I'm communicating it the very best that I know I am capable of. So if you want to go deeper, I encourage you to reach out to me. This is what I do. I love doing this with individuals, with small business owners. I love taking, if maybe you don't have a small business yet and you want to become an entrepreneur and you need some direction there, that's my little niche that I love working with, the entrepreneur that wants to get up and running in business, especially if you want to get up and running in this business of personal and professional development. I have a vehicle for that. So, hey, we can have a conversation around that. Go to successocean.biz if you want to be an entrepreneur in this field of personal and professional development. A little more information, you can pop in your details and we'll set up a time to talk. But outside of that, just individual, small businesses, corporation, and you want to talk about this be, do, have concept. You want to talk about how do I get unstuck? I had some goals and I just get so far and then I go back. Reach out. Get right on my calendar right away, right now. Successappointment.com. All one word, successappointment.com. and do that. Or you can go to successocean.com. Got a little questionnaire. You can give me a little more information, successocean.com. There's more information on the website for this podcast. Did you know I had a website for this podcast, thegenesisfrequency.com. So many ways to reach out and contact me. And hey, I don't mind. I'll throw out my email, Stephen, Stephen, at successocean.com. Tell me you want to talk. Tell me you want me to come in and do a workshop at your company. Tell me you want me to do a keynote speaking or a featured presentation program. Whatever it is, I'm open to it. So we got to communicate. We got to talk because I want to help you move the needle in your life, in your small business, personally, professionally, in your corporation when it comes to culture, teamwork, customer service, effective communication, effective listening, critical thinking, all those things. Over 100 topics I do workshops on. So reach out. Love to help you. And hey, next time I'm going to have this. The books are out there. I'm so thrilled that my book, Cracking the Rich Code, is out there. We ranked in 54 different categories on Amazon in the top 10. So it's doing very well. Next show, I don't have it set up. I'm going to have a separate link set up so that you can get it right from me, and I can leave you a special note, throw in a gift as well. So stay tuned for that. Reach out for me. Maybe even send me a note. Say I want that book as soon as you have them available from you. I mean, they're out on Amazon, but you want to get my copy from me so I can personalize it for you. So I love to do that for all my listeners. So that's it. That's it for this episode. I want to thank you so much. I'm profoundly grateful for each and every listener. If you are new to this show, hey, come on back. These all build on each other. This is the 4th year of this show. Over 200 podcasts out there. Thousands, well over 20,000 downloads. I don't know what it is right now, but just ranking in so many countries, and so I appreciate every listener. Please comment, please share it, please tell people about it, and please reach out to me and let's talk. For now, this is Dr. Cause and Effect, Dr. Stephen J. Kosmyna, wishing you an infinitely spectacular day. God bless you.